All right. I'm gonna do a sound check real quick, guys. You know how it is. All day Ray. Got to do a sound check to act the fool. You're with us right now on the hashtag All Day Ray YouTube hour segment, whatever you want to call it. But we have a real live guest with us today, and I think I've been knowing you for.
Tell her age.
I'm not gonna tell our age. That long. I've been knowing this young lady for that long. What do you go by?
Tiffany.
Tiffany? All right. Tiffany, I remember Tiffany being louder when we were in high school. She's like, what's your name? Tiffany. It's like, what's Tiffany? But anyway, this is gonna be our how-to video, being a consumer on the other side of the computer, a consumer on the other side of the cell phone, right? A consumer on the other side of a laptop or an iPad or whatever type of social media gadgets that people use to tap into things, right? We're actually going to be asking Tiffany about her experience because recently, how recent?
October the 12th.
October the 12th of 2020.
Yep.
October the 12th of 2020, Tiffany went online, right? Get this, Tiffany went online and did what?
Purchased my 2020 Atlas Cross Sport.
2020 Atlas Cross Sport online. Did you never went to the dealership or anything?
No.
Sick.
Never even, I don't even know where the dealership is.
What? so we ordered a 2020 Honda, a Volkswagen Atlas online. Don't even know. You want a bottle of water? Did she just hit? I wish I had my Toyota thing.
Volkswagen.
Right? I'll pull up socks up and everything, guys, right? But I'm serious. I got pet peeves like that. Anyway. So the thing is that we want to take about maybe 10 or 15 minutes because I called Tiffany on the phone and we kind of discussed this purchase that she had did online. And Pohanka Direct, www.Pohanka Direct, you guys know that hashtag All Day Ray is tied to creating, along with the Pohanka Automotive Group, who actually have been in business for over 100 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 100 years. Pohanka's been in business for over 100 years serving the community, and they want to make it easier for customers like yourself to be able to go online, right? Go online, make a purchase 100%, and not feel the whole presence of the dealership life, right? So at this time right now, guys, I'm not going to say specific names. Like, we're not going to use specific names of dealerships. I'm glad you don't know where it was and all that. That's great, perfect, right? But we're just going to say, I wanted Tiffany to come on to give you an idea of what it's like to be in your shoes and what she went through in order to make this happen. And we're gonna have a little comparison to see if we can even make it more simple for you going through Pohanka Direct, even maybe so than Tiffany has experienced with the dealership she went through.
Which was actually Pohanka.
Well, it is our Pohanka dealership, and yeah, it's still Pohanka.
Yep.
Still Pohanka, right? Absolutely. So just go ahead and just tell us a little bit about how you came up with the idea, what was going on in your mind, and how all this happened.
So pretty much I had been shopping for a new vehicle, and I'd been to several dealerships locally, looking, physically. So something said to look online. So I looked online, saw a vehicle that stuck out, and it had a pre-credit check.
The pre-credit check.
So I looked at the vehicle, checked out the features, looked at the price. So my big thing was I didn't want a hard inquiry.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so what I did like about doing it online at that particular time was I didn't have to give up any serious personal information at that time to get pre-approved.
Catch that point, guys.
So there was no hard inquiry for my pre-approvement or anything like that. So I put in my information that evening, probably about 12 o'clock in the evening, and next morning they were on my phone about 9:30 in the morning. They called me, asked me was I still interested, which of course I was, and they asked did I want to move forward. At that point I did say yes, and she said okay, I'll email you some forms. She emailed me the forms that I needed to fill out. I filled them out, emailed them back. Probably about 2 hours later, she called back. She had done everything that she needed to do, and she basically told me, listen, I've sent you a paper. You take a look at it and tell me what terms you're comfortable with. So,
So I got to ask you a question real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So when she, and this is probably a question you guys want to know too, when she contacted you, did you feel pressured or anything to make a purchase?
not at all. When she called, she said, I see you were online browsing last night and you filled out a pre-credit, form or whatever. And she said, I've taken a look at it. It looks good. If you want to move forward, let me know. And I said, well, sure, we can move forward. What do we need to do from here? And that's when she told me, I'll email you some forms, take a look at them, fill them out, email them back, give me a little bit of time, and I'll get back up with them. I said, okay. So that's what I did. In about 2 hours, she called me back, like I just said, and she told me she sent me a payment sheet. And I'm like, a payment sheet? What does that mean? I'm excited, like, ooh, what does that mean? So on that payment sheet basically was everything that you would speak about if you were in a dealership, as far as like, are you trading in, or are you doing cash down payment? How much? How many terms are you looking for? Boom, boom, boom. All of that was laid out for me in that email. So all I had to do was read through and make my decision what terms that I wanted and what amount of money I was going to put down, or if I was going to trade.
And you got to make those decisions honestly on your own
On
time.
my own. Yep.
Nobody just saying, hey, you got to do it by the day or by the end.
Nope.
Nothing. Okay, so she sends you the pre-qualification, the paperwork, payment sheet, and you decide that you're gonna finance.
Yep.
Okay, so you go through the finance and everything. So what happens next?
So then after that, once I email her that, let her know what I want to do, she called me back and she says, okay, everything looks good. She said, let me push this paperwork to my finance manager. She said, you'll receive a call from him and he'll just verify what you say you want to do.
Wow.
Which was the terms that I chose to pick, my down payment and my payment, and that was it. He called me maybe like an hour later. We talked. He told me to make sure that I had my insurance information and all that stuff taken care of. And he said, once you do that and I'm done with you here and I email you a couple more things that you have to sign, he said, we'll have your vehicle on the way to you. And I'm like, really? I said, I was like, so I don't need to come there? He's like, no. He's like, and when we deliver your vehicle, all hard signatures, paperwork that need hard signatures will be with your vehicle.
Wow.
And they were.
Wow. So I'm going to back up here. I love the fact that Tiffany pointed out this was Pohanka. This was a Pohanka store, yes. and there was no pressure.
No pressure.
And actually, the communication that came from the young lady and the finance manager was more of a verification of what you had already said that you wanted, what your terms.
Right.
That's what I'm gathering from all that.
Yep.
So, how many times have you been to a dealership and purchased a vehicle like in the brick and mortar store? Like, what was the comparison between the two?
Several times.
Several times. Okay.
Never a brand new vehicle, always a used vehicle. But even still, the process is still the same. You have to fill out all your stuff and wait for them to verify and do this and do that. I mean, in my opinion, I've been to dealerships and purchased a used vehicle before, and I've been in the dealerships like for hours.
For hours. Like not just 1 hour, like
hours.
Hours. You get the guys listening
like where I need to leave and go get lunch,
right,
and come back, things of that sort.
Wow.
But this went by so fast. I mean, literally, I was in my night clothes when I bought my car.
What? Home. The new car. So you were in your teddy bear muffins. She was in the muffins and the stuffers.
I was home chilling.
What?
Yep. I cooked breakfast. I got up. I even went to the grocery store. And I came back home. By the time I went to the grocery store and came back home, it was time to speak with the finance manager. Spoke with him, and vehicle was on its way.
So it's
probably like an hour after that. He said once we make sure it's gassed up and clean and all of that, he said we'll be on the way.
So it's almost like a part of your normal day.
Yeah. And I mean, I was still able to take care of other things.
Right. While
I was purchasing a car from home.
Okay, so just real quick, and I'm not going to drag this out too long for you guys. I know we have a time frame, a time window. Would you now that you've experienced making a purchase online?
That's going to be the only way.
The only way.
That's going to be the only way. I mean, I even, after I, have a favorite on, like, I do everything for her. So she was in the market for a new vehicle as well. And I told her about my experience. And she said, "Are you serious?" I said, "Yeah, I didn't even leave home, like, to do anything as far as the dealership was concerned."
Okay.
And she says, "Well, wow, I would like to try that." So here we go. We do it again. This is a week later. We do it again. Same process. I do it for her. I put in her information. Same deal. Same process. They deliver her vehicle to her at work.
At work. Now, catch that, because Tiffany's vehicle got delivered to her at home.
At home.
And the second vehicle that you referred to,
At her place of employment.
it got delivered to a business. And she had a trade-in.
She had a trade-in, and they, she had to send pictures, of course, and they drove her vehicle to her and drove the trade-in away.
Okay. Well, I first and foremost, I want to thank Tiffany for coming in and giving you guys a breakdown and an understanding of when you go online, you can go about your normal daily tasks, whether you want to be in pajamas, right, in the kitchen cooking breakfast, right, or going to the grocery store doing your hair, whatever, right? You can get it all done and still be able to make an online purchase without feeling any type of pressure.
That's it.
From any salesperson. No pressure. No pressure whatsoever, right?
I'm going to tell you another thing that I did like.
We got something.
One thing that I did like when I asked about the down payment, I said, okay, do I have to make my down payment over the phone? Because I don't really like to make large transactions
Right?
over the phone. He said, "No, Miss Wilson," he said, "just write me a check and we'll get it when we bring the vehicle."
Wow.
I like that.
Right? So you didn't have to put none of your credit card or nothing over
No.
there? I'm going to ask for your credit card. I'm taking a little swipe, right? I'm not playing. You pull hang direct, you going to swipe now. No, but that's absolutely amazing.
I was really impressed with that.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And Tiffany actually, she was actually thrilled about it, and she made a comment on one of my, I think it was Facebook posts, that she had made her purchase of her vehicle online. I'm like, hey, you know what? You need to come in and you need to come to my YouTube channel so we can do a video so that you can share with people what you've experienced, because at the end of the day, she's not paid to give this testimonial, right? Just as a friend, just as a consumer that's done it, I wanted her to give you guys a viewpoint of what it's like now. And we're in COVID-19.
I was just about to say, in the middle of a pandemic, I mean, it can't be any easier for you to still purchase a vehicle without going here, there, and everywhere looking, when you can just check out the inventory online. You see something you like, you can just make the whole process real easy. And I mean, even if I had been at work that day, I think I would have still went through with the process, even though it was my day off. But I mean, it was so easy, I could have did it at work as well.
Now, did you have an option? I do have one more question. Did you have an option to actually visit the dealership?
I did.
So you could have went there and picked the car up.
I could have.
So they did get that. So you see
Yep.
this. And the reason I asked you that.
And you know, it's funny because when he said, "Well, we'll bring it to you," I was like, "Sir, you do realize that I live on the Eastern Shore?" He said, "No problem." I said, "Okay."
So
I just wanted them to know that I live in deep country. And
Deep country.
They bought it to deep country.
So that's amazing. So here's the thing: you have an option when you go online to make an automobile purchase. Delivery, even in deep country.
Even in deep country.
Delivery to your home or to your work or business, right? And here's the thing: you can have the option of picking the vehicle up. If you want to take a road trip, you can go to the dealership, wherever you guys may be making your next purchases from. You can come to the dealership and actually pick the vehicle up also. All right. So that's a little insight into what it takes to go online to make an automobile purchase. It's just like Amazon.com. Whenever you go to one of these websites and you want to order something, hey, maybe the Amazon.com rep is not going to come and pick your check up from the door, right? But hey, one thing about it, and I'm going to tell you, it's going to be certain that we're going to find a way to make it as easy for you when it comes to financial transactions or collateral deliveries of the vehicle that you're purchasing. And we appreciate Tiffany for coming in and giving us a word of encouragement on it, and we hope that you guys have learned something. Any questions, by all means, please send all the questions to me, right, at #AllDayRay on YouTube. Follow me, subscribe to me, do something, and I'm going to be tagging a few people and sharing this video, and we thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, you're awesome. Now, excuse me while I go in front of this camera to stop this video. Bye.